Hey, it is time for another sketchbook ideas video today. And these ones are meant to be super easy and super colorful. So instead of getting caught up on how this turns out in the end, we're gonna focus on the experience of how fun it is to grab different colors and create different shapes to create a picture. And I think these ideas in this book are for everybody. So if you're a beginner, if you're an artist who maybe gets insecure about their art, but you love creating and you get held back, this video is for you. If you're somebody who just wants to wind down after a long day, this video is for you. And if you just like creating stuff, this video is for you. So, with that being said, I hope you like these ideas. Let's jump into the first idea. It's the one that you saw in the thumbnail, and it's super easy, but super cheerful. So what you're gonna do is draw a bunch of backslashes, basically. Look at the keys on your keyboard, mimic that. That's exactly what you're gonna do. I did 6 of them per page, and I'm doing this as a 2-page spread. You can just do 1 if that sounds intimidating, but the thing that we're doing here is drawing a little curved line on the bottom of those slashes and then a little tiny rectangle up top. Super easy when you just focus on like simple lines and shapes, and now you have a bunch of cups. So we drew cups. I'm gonna add a little bit of details on the lid. You can do that too, or you can omit that. And then take a couple colors you like. I prefer pastel rainbows, they make me happy. So I did pastel rainbows in my cups. Just went down the rainbow, filled the cups, and it was pretty easy. You can do whatever colors you want though. I did Copic markers for this part. You can use colored pencil, watercolor, anything you have really. And now I'm just gonna draw a bunch of black circles in all of these cups. Just sitting on the bottom of the cups. It's like so easy. And what this is, it's Boba Tea. We're drawing Boba Tea. So, it's gonna be a really colorful, happy, cutesy looking page. And you can go as detailed or as simple as you want with this. My goal with this was to make it super colorful and cheerful because I have not used a lot of this sketchbook yet, and I love having those colorful pages to look at later. So now I'm just doing little rectangles for straws. If you want to get like super cute, you can add faces to the cups. I didn't feel like doing that, so I added hearts above the cups, just repeating the same colors I used for the liquid. Looked pretty fun in the end, and overall this maybe took me 25 minutes, give or take. You can omit the hearts and draw a different shape above it, whatever you want, honestly. I think this idea was really fun, very therapeutic. I didn't have to think much, and it turned out so cute. I really loved this one for the simplicity, and sometimes as artists I feel like we can pressure ourselves to be super detailed, but sometimes less is more. And I've been saying that a lot in my videos, but look at this. It's so cheerful and it's so simple. So I hope this inspires you to do something similar in your sketchbook. This idea here is super easy. So what you're gonna do is draw a line around the perimeter of your sketchbook page. You can do perfectly straight line if you want, but I'm keeping this kind of wobbly because it's gonna match the main thing. I'm really excited about this one. So what we're doing is drawing a bunch of crooked lines, little wobbly, organic looking lines to create all these weird looking shapes, and they're gonna stack up the page, and we're gonna create kind of an abstract, super simple looking landscape. I'm so excited about this. So I started with like a blue color for a river, and then I did like sand and dirt for the edge of the river, and now I'm doing like bright green for some grass, some darker green for maybe some hills or other types of grass. Interpret it however you want. I'm just gonna color in all these little chunks and keep adding. If you notice in the background where like mountains are or hills are in the distance, sometimes they have like a purpley hue. So I did like a muted purple for mountains. And then above that, I did more blue for the sky. So this part is optional. You can keep clouds in the image. I thought that would be fun. But now I am taking a tan marker and I'm just going through all those blank white spaces that I left behind, and I'm coloring them in to make it seem warmer, and I just kind of enjoyed that peachy tan color and felt like using it, honestly. It's not that deep, it's really not. So after I did that part, I decided to borrow colors from other sections of the page to add patterns. And I thought this added a lot of interest because I could have just stopped there. You can stop there if you want. But I thought color grabbing from other areas to add just other details sounded fun at the time. And now that I'm done with it and I'm happy with it, I'm like glad I did that part. So yeah, if you want to do that part, you can. I just did like dashed lines, some swirls, and polka dots, really. That's all there was to it. I think anybody can do this one. And I think also like a pink and purple one with like a sunset would look sweet. I want to redo this one and do that time of day. Anyway, hope you like it. I just said in the last sketchbook idea, anyone can do this. And that is exactly what I'm aiming for with this idea here. So, what we're doing, we are only drawing triangles. And it's kind of like a game. So if you're stressed out and you want to like unwind but have like a puzzle to do, fill a page with triangles and then just keep filling the page with triangles. It gets kind of challenging at the end, and that's like the challenge. But it's really fun because you go into it knowing exactly what you're going to draw, just triangles. And it doesn't have to look right because, you know, a page full of triangles is a page full of triangles. I chose like pinks and purples for mine. You can do whatever colors that you want. I think it looks really cool when you choose a color scheme, but also you could do all the colors if you wanted. I'm sure that would be fun. Once I filled my page, I took some nail polish and I decided to paint over a couple different triangles just to make it shimmer enough at the end that it's subtle but classy. Also, I wanted to use nail polish to show that if you're somebody who doesn't have a lot of art supplies, you can use household items like nail polish, and that's okay. Maybe you even have like leftover wall paint and you don't care about it anymore and you're cool with using it in your sketchbook, like go for it. Do you have a junk drawer in your house, some old Sharpies? Use them up. I think it's time to bust out some paint. All right, you just saw me tape off the edges of my sketchbook page, and now I'm taking this gesso here and I'm covering the whole page with it. So what that does, it prepares my paper for acrylic paint to go on it. What's cool about this, you can also mix acrylic paint directly into it to tint it and like let it show through your underpainting or whatever if you want to. There's so many things you can do with this. You can use it for more than just acrylic paint too. Anyway, it preps your surface. And now we're painting our surface pink. So what we're gonna do here is draw a video game. So I was feeling pretty festive in terms of like showing my interests here in this video. And I know when I create these videos, I mostly talk about art, but here's a way that you can get to know me a little bit. I really love Stardew Valley. That is probably the video game that I play the most. I play it on my Nintendo Switch. So I got this idea for you folks and for me, because I already did it, to paint your favorite like video game console and then paint like the welcome screen of your favorite video game, or maybe a character, whatever reminds you of that video game that is your favorite, and brings up those happy feelings. Go for it. If you're not a video gamer, you can easily paint your favorite book cover or your favorite movie cover, whatever. I chose this video game though. I thought it sounded fun, but it's adaptable. So another thing I'm gonna say with this, I wanted to do like sloppy brush strokes to let this really bright pink color show through. I am going to cover everything though, so you will barely see the pink at the end. You can skip that part if you want to. I do it stylistically with a lot of my acrylic paintings. It's just a choice that I make. It's not mandatory though, so don't worry. So now I'm just doing these little diamond stars and then painting the background blue. Part of me kind of wishes I didn't do that, but part of me was like, you know what? I'm having fun right now, so I'm doing this. So if you're having fun, good, I'm glad. I did some other stars and polka dots and stuff, and then I ripped the paint off, and it was a good time. I think the point really here with this one is to have fun and express yourself with like a thing you love in a different area of your life and put that on a page. Anyway, if you like Stardew Valley, let me know in the comments. And if you don't play video games, what do you do for fun? I want to know. Well, I really enjoyed doing this Stardew Valley one. I kind of wish I would have made the switch a little bit larger, but you know what? I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna hide that. I know what y'all see on YouTube is usually a bunch of brushed up, edited videos. I'm not gonna attempt this multiple times to make it seem perfect when I'm like very clearly not. So you got to see a little compositional mistake. That's all right. I hope that it encourages you to see somebody else make a mistake and yeah, just have grace with yourself. I enjoyed creating this. That's what matters. Let's move on to the next idea. This next idea is for people who want to learn how to blend colors better in a very non-intimidating way. So let's just dive into it and I'll show you exactly what we're doing. Before we start, I want to put this image in your mind. You have periwinkle paint. That is the color. It's like a purpley blue. It's sitting on your palette, all right? We're gonna just start with that color. You'll get why I'm saying that in a second. We're taking that periwinkle color and just doing a little stripe down the page. I realize on camera this looks a little more blue than periwinkle. In real life, it looks different. Now what you're gonna do is slowly add like a dollop of blue to that pile, mix it up, paint another section. Add another dollop of blue and keep doing that. And it will slowly start blending to a different color. Now we're gonna start adding a little bit of yellow, doing another section, a little bit more yellow, do another section. Keep repeating this and then you look at your page and you have this gradient effect. So that's a technique that you can use for blending colors if you want to. There's a lot of different blending techniques, but that's just one I felt like showing you today. So I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you already knew to do that, or maybe you're like, whoa, I feel empowered now. But whatever it is, we're painting a bear on top of this. So If you have a favorite animal in mind or you want to paint the same bear, here you go. Paint a bear with me. Or paint a squirrel. You can paint a groundhog, whatever you want. I decided to add some clouds to the background and then kind of turn it into a little galaxy page. So I added little polka dots for stars, but nothing too fancy. I wanted to keep it simple. I put some blush on my bear and kind of color borrowed from the pink that I used for the border to do that. And here it is. Hope you like this one. This one was so fun to make. I highly recommend this one. And here's my satisfying palette afterward. All right, this is my favorite idea in this video. It was so simple, super simple, but so fun. So pick a color, any color, cover your whole page. Lighten that color a little bit. I lightened it a little bit and I added a dollop of yellow for some warmth. And I got this like light peachy color. Do a checkerboard over your whole solid colored page now. And we're doing strawberries everywhere. So I'm doing one type of strawberries in the light checkers. And then later we're gonna do a different type of strawberry in the dark. So the light checkers are gonna have like sliced open, cutesy little strawberries with hearts in the center. I did it that way because it just seemed like easier to grasp, like, yeah, does look like a sliced open strawberry. So there we go. And then I'm doing like lumpy triangles for the darker checkers, and that is just a whole strawberry. So just repeat that in all the squares. Super easy. Then you can draw some like little oval-y things and repeat it, and then you have a bunch of leaves. All right, so to keep this simple, we're gonna borrow the color from the lighter checkers to put seeds on the strawberries. Then you peel your tape off and that's literally it. It is super easy, it's just repetitive. Well, those were our sketchbook videos. Now I have to say, this one might be my favorite. It was really enjoyable to create because the style of it right here kind of reminds me of block printing. And if you know what block printing is, the style just kind of feels similar to this. So I'm digging it, I'm digging it. Anyway, I hope these ideas were simple enough that you feel like, yeah, I can do this. I can do this. I also hope that when you see these ideas, you feel inspired. So even if you see these and you're like, not my cup of tea, but I feel like create something else, then my job here is done, because that's what I wanted to do, kind of get a little creative spark in you going. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm really glad to have you folks here and that we can just be an art family. With that being said, have a beautiful day. Bye.